What if I told you the most dangerous character in all of Star Wars isn't Darth Vader, Palpatine, or even Kylo Ren, but a 50-year-old baby with big eyes, mysterious power, and a love for frogs? This is the story of why Grogu, the adorable green alien we call Baby Yoda, might become the most dangerous Force user the galaxy has ever seen, and how his potential stretches far beyond what we've seen on screen. Grogu belongs to the same unknown species as Yoda and Yaddle, a race that has remained shrouded in mystery since the earliest days of Star Wars. George Lucas has intentionally kept their origin, homeworld, to even species name a secret, emphasizing their deep, almost spiritual connection to the Force. Some believe they are almost avatars of the Force itself. Despite being an infant in appearance, Grogu is around 50 years old, a mere child for his species. Yet, he already demonstrates Force abilities most Jedi don't unlock until their prime. His long lifespan means he could witness multiple galactic eras, experiencing generations of change, adapting, learning, and gaining wisdom, knowledge, and the power far beyond any other character. If Yoda lived to be 900 and Grogu was already powerful at 50, that leaves centuries of potential growth and potential danger. If left unchecked, his raw potential could evolve into something the galaxy has never seen. Grogu was present in the Jedi Temple during Order 66, the infamous massacre that wiped out all Jedi under Palpatine's command. It's unclear how he really survived throughout all the years, but flashbacks in the Book of Boba Fett show multiple Jedi sacrificing themselves to protect him. That kind of trauma, watching your protectors die, your home burn, and being hidden away like a secret, leaves a deep psychological scar. It builds fear, mistrust, and sometimes anger. Anakin's path to the dark side began with trauma and fear of loss. Grogu has already walked a similar path, and unlike Anakin, he never had a support system afterwards. He spent decades in isolation, possibly being experimented on, trafficked, or hidden by those who feared or sought his power. When Din Djarin found him, Grogu was already hardened by experience, cautious, observant, and quiet. That silence hides decades of fear, confusion, and potential resentment toward both sides of the galactic conflicts. What's terrifying is how powerful Grogu already is, even without traditional Jedi training. He can lift creatures several times his size, like the Mudhorn, use Force Choke, a dark side ability often associated with Sith Lords, Force Heal Wounds, an ability so rare it was almost mythic before the sequel trilogy, and control fire, redirect energy, and manipulate physical environments with subtle gestures. He can sense emotions and intentions in a way that borders on pre-recognition. And unlike most younglings of technically his age as a child or baby, he's not just acting on instinct. He's aware of what he's doing. He stops fights, protects those he loves, and yes, lashes out when angry. He's shown restraint, but he also has demonstrated a kind of controlled aggression that's incredibly rare for his age. Luke Skywalker was trained late and struggled to control his emotions. Grogu is similar, but more powerful and much more longer timeline for his story to unfold. He doesn't need a lightsaber to be dangerous. His mind and connection to the Force alone makes him formidable. Ahsoka refused to train Grogu, saying, "I've seen what such feelings can do to a fully trained Jedi Knight." She was talking about Anakin Skywalker, someone consumed by attachment, fear of loss, and eventually rage. Grogu has a deep emotional bond with Din Djarin. He's cried for him, saved him, risked his life for him. That kind of love, if threatened or taken, could tip Grogu into darkness. And unlike Anakin, he isn't surrounded by the Jedi Order or their rigid teachings. He's navigating his own moral compass. The Jedi feared attachment because it leads to obsession, jealousy, and vengeance. All these traits were paths to the dark side. Grogu already walks in that fine line. In fact, he's more dangerous position than Anakin was because Grogu's power is developing without structure, discipline, or full mentorship. The consequences could be enormous. As we all know, Grogu chose to leave Luke Skywalker's training behind to stay with Din Djarin. This was monumental. He didn't just leave the Jedi, he embraced Mandalorian culture. That means learning how to fight with traditional weapons, being trained in tactics, mobility, and frontline combat, wearing armor including potentially Beskar-infused armor, and living by the code of loyalty, vengeance, and honor through battle. The Mandalorian creed teaches resilience, discipline, and survival through strength. Grogu is learning to be a warrior, not a peacekeeper. That dual training, combining Force abilities with martial arts and weapons expertise, creates a new kind of combatant. We've never seen a Mandalorian Jedi hybrid before. The philosophies are diametrically opposed. The Jedi seek inner peace and avoid attachment. Mandalorians thrive on camaraderie, battle, and legacy. Grogu could blend both, becoming a Force-wielding warrior unlike any before him. A Force user trained not just to meditate and reflect, but to fight and kill. That's terrifying. Plus, Grogu already used dark side abilities. Force Choke to defend Din, using anger to fuel strength, and forming detachment and showing fear of abandonment. The line between light and dark is thinner for him than most Jedi. He's emotionally driven and lacks philosophical support structure that most Force users rely on. If Din were ever killed, captured, or even corrupted, Grogu might snap in an uncontrollable way. Fear, anger, and hate feed the dark side. Grogu's immense power combined with emotional volatility makes him a potential dark side juggernaut. And unlike Anakin, who had years of training to fall back on, Grogu's reaction can be more primal, more instinctual, and more destructive. Alright y'all, I'm sorry to interrupt the video, but 99.9% of you are not subscribed. So I'm gonna ask if you're enjoying the video so far that you subscribe. Okay, thanks, bye. Back to the video. Yoda lived through the fall of the Republic, the rise of the Empire, and trained Jedi for centuries. Grogu could do the same and more. With a lifespan of potentially 900 years, Grogu will outlast every character we currently know. He could witness the rise and fall of new political factions, serve a bridge between multiple generations of Jedi and Mandalorians, gather knowledge, power, and experience no other being could ever accumulate. That kind of timeline gives Grogu the opportunity to reshape galactic politics, philosophy, and even Force doctrine. His influence could extend far beyond a single war or trilogy. But let's not forget, Moff Gideon and remnants of the Empire wanted Grogu's blood. Why? Because he contained something special, possibly midichlorians at a density unmatched by anyone but Anakin Skywalker and Master Yoda himself. Cloning programs, such as those on Exegol, may have relied on Force-sensitive blood. Grogu could have been the foundation for Snoke, Palpatine's rebirth, or a new wave of genetically engineered Sith acolytes. And that makes him not just dangerous, but the key to unlocking other dangerous beings. Grogu already has chosen a unique path. Not Jedi, not fully Mandalorian. He's creating something new. That makes him very, very dangerous and very, very unpredictable. If he falls into darkness, no Jedi can stop him. If he becomes a leader, he may be able to build a faction on a line with either side. If he remains neutral, he could quietly influence others through presence and power. His very existence is a disruption to the Force, much like Anakin was. But unlike Anakin, Grogu has no prophecy guiding his destiny. He forges it himself. So right now, he's at a fork in the road. Grogu's future is unknown, but it's filled with possibility and most likely danger. We're watching a potential Force Titan evolve before our eyes. He could become the most powerful Jedi ever, blending martial skill, longevity, compassion, and tradition. Or the next dark side tyrant, shaped by trauma and fueled by loss, whose very name will be feared across generations. Either way, his decisions will ripple across the galaxy. He may be small, silent, and playful now, but the galaxy may one day bow or be destroyed by one known as Baby Yoda. So the next time you see Baby Yoda sipping a soup or cuddling with frogs, just remember, he might be cute now, but he could be the most dangerous being in Star Wars history. Alright y'all, if you liked today's video, I'm gonna ask you to like, subscribe, comment, whatever you like, and check out the other videos on my channel. I know I'm a small channel, but if you end up liking my stuff, feel free to do any of those I just listed. I'm trying to make the best videos that I can right now, and honestly, I can promise that the videos will only get better from here. I'm still learning. So feel free to stick around and see what happens, but until next time.